Where is this franchise, Rockstar? I'll ask you again, one more time, nicely. Where is this franchise? Seriously, guys, like Midnight Club, dude, the last one came out in what, like 2008? Like, where's the series, Rockstar? I know, it's Rockstar that makes it, right? Small company, small indie company, so they don't really know how to produce games or whatever. So I get it. They don't want to make another one. No, but in all seriousness, like, the new GTA might very well have Midnight Club just included in it with how big it's and how anticipated it's going to be, right? Like, unfortunately, this is a Rockstar. Like, fortunately and unfortunately. Fortunately, because it's a great game company and they make great games. Midnight Club is no exception. Unfortunately, they have stuff like Red Dead 2 and all the big titles that they work on. So Midnight Club is we'll probably never see a Midnight Club again unless it's like a direct expansion on GTA 6. Like, imagine if they took all of the driving and racing aspects of Grand Theft Auto and just made it into MC, like Midnight Club. That would be insane. I don't know if they would do that. Either way, the point still stands. I need another Midnight Club in my life, dude. These games are so peak, man. Like, these are the peaks of racing games. I've always just kind of preferred these arcadey style racing games over the the simulation ones like Forza and Gran Turismo. I don't know. I just think navigating through traffic and navigating through checkpoints and around a city and around traffic is just way more engaging and thrilling. Personally, I don't hate the simulation games. Like, I do enjoy my fair share of Forza. I just prefer these arcadey ones. That's just my taste, And it just absolutely pains me to see this franchise dead in the water, because this has been my favorite racing franchise since I played probably Midnight Club 2 way back in the day, man. And it's just, what were they going to do with this? It's called Midnight Club LA. If any of you guys played Midnight Club 2, you would know it featured 3 cities, right? Los Angeles, Tokyo, and Paris, right? So it makes me think, like, were we going to get 3 of these games? Were we going to get a Tokyo version and were we going to get a Paris version? Just to kind of, or maybe like even a New York version, like from the first game, right? Like, it just made me think, like, what else did they have in store? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like coming up with stuff in my imagination here, but it really feels like they wanted to do more than just this. Because just think about how long it's been. I was looking through my achievements on this game the other day. Oh my god, dude, it was like actually very depressing. So Midnight Club LA releases October 21st, 2008 in North America, which is just way too long ago. And that's the episode we're talking about today, man. We are on, what is it, number 37 now? Episode number 37, we're talking Midnight Club LA. So yeah, I was looking through my achievements for this game, and the first one I got was October 27th, 2008. So I think this was my brother's disc at the time, because we used to share discs back in the day. So I was like, I didn't get it. He probably did, because he was more into racing games than I am. He probably is a bigger Midnight Club fan than I am as well. But yeah, 2008. So October 27th, 2008 was the first achievement I got in this game, right? And then the last achievement I got as of a couple days ago was March 16th, 2025. So that span of getting the first achievement in 2008 and then the last one in 2025 just like reinvigorated in me how deeply I miss this series, how long it's actually been away. Rockstar, please get your heads out of your asses. Nobody's going to buy GTA 6, man. Nobody's going to buy that game. It's a dead title. Nobody likes GTA. It's not like anybody plays the 5th title 15 years later, dude. Like, come on, guys. It's so sad, right? Because I just know we're never, ever going to see this series again. And it's just so sad because this, like, Midnight Club has some of my favorite mechanics in any racing game of all time, right? Like, it's not completely realistic, but it's not completely, like, too, like, unrealistic, right? Obviously, there is some things that are, but dude, it's so sad, man. So sad. That's the topic for today, man. Midnight Club, the last and final installment of this series, unless I'm missing some like PSP version or some like non-mainline version. I'd never really played any of those, but yeah, this is one I've never actually beaten up until recently. I've always just kind of started a new career every couple years and then just played it for a little bit and then just kind of went on to something else. There is just an insane insane amount of like content in this game, like single player wise, not even counting the multiplayer and the race editor. Like there's just so much to do. Like there's so many races. The career is actually very, very lengthy. I put over 20 hours into beating this, and that's like over 150 races, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, there's actually a surprising amount of stuff to do in this game. Like I was playing it very consistently every single night for like 2 weeks. I would do like maybe anywhere from like 3 to 7 races a night to just kind of try to progress and move forward, man. And it took like over 2 weeks to beat, man. It was a long haul, man, but I was here for it. It was really, really fun. I enjoyed it all. I just wish it wasn't the last game in the series, but you know, I'm going to try to not sulk on that too much throughout today's episode, but yeah, we'll move on. So as far as multiplayer goes, I always had fun on it. I didn't really get to play that much. I didn't really try to play that much this time around, to be honest. It has a free roam, which honestly, here's a word to any dev or anybody with an idea that wants to make a racing game. If you make an online racing game, guys, make sure it has a free roam around a city mode, because that alone is just so fun to me. I don't know what it is. You know, that's why GTA is kind of so popular. That's why some of these racing games that have a free roam are so popular. We just like customizing our shit and just driving around with our friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that one Tyler, the creator meme. Just grab a bunch of bikes and ride them around with your friends, you know? That's literally all people want to do, man. They just want to show off their cool shit that they custom made, drive around, not even get into races. That's what I always like to do. Back when I would play this game on Xbox, like when it released, I would take the motorcycles into the LA River and I would just trick them. I would do backflips, I'd do front flips. That's what I did when I was a kid. And we'll get into that later. The motorcycles in this game are absolutely broken. The Ninja, by no spoilers, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything for you, but the Ninja is the best fucking vehicle in the game. The best car in the game is the motorcycle, the Ninja. Like, you just cannot beat it, dude. It's so good. Being that it's a racing game, there's probably not too much to talk about in an episode of the podcast here with Midnight Club, but we'll get into the story and then some other things I like and dislike. Well, the story, rather. Let's talk about the campaign story, right? So it's pretty much like, think Fast and the Furious with less family, right? It's just, you know, generic story of guy comes to town. He's a newcomer. Nobody really knows his name. He builds up a big name, takes down the city champion. The end. Congratulations. The friends you made along the way were racing and family. I don't know. That's basically all it really is, man. It's like just Fast and Furious, typical underground street racing. Avoid the cops. We don't want to get pulled over and arrested, and race for pink slips, man. And, you know, I'll give you my car if you win, and I get your car if you win. And, you know, basically all generic that. So if you're looking forward to the story and I spoiled the shit out of it for you, I'm so sorry. You know, maybe go watch a Vin Diesel movie or something to kind of fill that void. One thing I will say is the map is so recognizable. I didn't really realize this until it kind of clicked with me this time playing around. Like, I've seen parts of this map on GTA. I've seen parts of this map on like Midnight Club 2, right? And then it just kind of clicked with me. I'm like, oh my God, LA is a real place you can go to. Like, these are real locations. Like the whole Mulholland Drive and like the beach section. That's like straight out of, that's like realistic, right? And then I just realized, like, holy shit, these places are made after these, and they're not just made up. I kind of thought the devs were just like taking resources and ideas from each other, I guess. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. It's just like, I'm never going to go to LA, right? So I don't really know what it's like there. I feel like as soon as you get off the plane, your hair just turns blue and you all of a sudden you're transgender. So I'm like, I'm not trying to go there and, you know, give up my, my mortality or whatever. But, yeah, it just kind of hit me. I'm like, holy shit, these are real life locations. Like, and that's one of my least favorite parts about, racing. That's like the one gripe or thing I hate about this game is doing like the Hollywood Hills races and doing like the Mulholland Drive races. In a starter car, it just feels so bad because it's like all hills, it's all turns, you can't really get up to speed, so it's not very fun, it's not very thrilling, that section of the game. Again, when you just have like your starting cars, it's not that great. When you get the later cars and like the motorcycles, and you can actually do it a little bit faster, it's a lot more easy. You know, it's a lot more easy to go through just because it's not so boring. But that's really it, man. That is really it. That's the only section of the map and the section of the game I really hate if I had to nitpick anything. The Mulholland Drive section, just not my favorite. Too slow, man. Too slow. It's not exactly new to the racing genre, but what I do love about Midnight Club is that it does the thing where, you get to choose 3 starter cars at the beginning, and then as you progress throughout the game, you keep getting better and faster cars, right? Some of them you win in like tournaments. Others are given to you. Some are like time trial cars or whatever. But yeah, I just love the fact of you're starting out slow and progressing super, super fast. The starter cars in this game, they're kind of, isn't it funny? They're like starting Pokemon. What starter do you go with? I choose the Nissan starter, One of the starting cars in this game, I think there's like a Volkswagen GTI. There's a 240SX, like Sylvia. And then I think there's like some sort of Datsun Z, older Datsun. I went with the Sylvia just because I think it's probably the coolest of the 3. I know people love these older Datsuns. I'm not really the biggest fan of them, and then I'm a famous Euro trash hater. So Volkswagens, Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, anything like that is just not in my alley. I really don't like any German shit. Not too into the luxury shit, but everybody has their own preference here. So I went with the Sylvia, man, the tuner, the rice burner, the Ching Chong car. Alongside car unlocks, as you level up, you also get cosmetic unlocks and performance upgrades, right? And that's something I've always liked about the game. You don't have everything right off the rip. You're kind of just unlocking it as you go. It's like an RPG, like a car PG, right? Car PG. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I just love the customization aspect about these games, man. It's one of the... I can't remember how strong it was in Midnight Club 3. That's when they first added like licensed cars as well, and they have licensed cars in this game too. And then they make a bunch of aftermarket parts that are just custom, so custom bumpers, spoilers, wide body kits, neon. You can choose the different license plate and stuff like that. You can change the grille, the headlights, taillights, side skirts, like a lot of, there's like 4 per each customization, which is pretty cool. There's a lot there. I just love to see this come back. Need for Speed, the new Need for Speeds are like the only racing game that does customization like this, and kind of sucks. I'd love to see that more. I guess I just wish more games did customization or cared more about customization, It really is one of the most underrated aspects of the game, especially when it comes to like the vinyl editor and everything, which is pretty great, by the way. Like the vinyl editor, it's kind of like the custom emblem creator from like Black Ops games. You know how you can make your own emblem with like a bunch of layers. You could do the same thing in this game and a lot of the other Forzas. This is become an industry standard when it comes to like racing games in general. But yeah, you can create like, it's one of those things where it's like as much time as you put into it is how much time you'll get out of it, right? Like the more you work on your design, the more layers you add to it, the crazier and crazier it can get, and you can actually do pretty cool stuff with it. So yeah, I didn't really get too crazy with this because I wasn't gonna be playing the game for too long, and I didn't really care to get into it. But I did paint a couple of my cars some custom colors and whatnot, and souped them up a little bit there. So give it a little personality. But I never really go too crazy when it comes to the custom emblem and the custom vinyl stuff. I just don't really care to put the time in. This feature also goes hand in hand with the Rate My Ride. I tried to use this, but I think like the service is just down or whatever. But yeah, you used to be able to post your creations up to Rate My Ride. I remember like back in the day, I made a Flash car off of, I'm pretty sure it was a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I had like a Flash design on, like DC Flash. And I remember getting a bunch of upvotes and stuff, and it felt really good when I was a kid. I'm like, oh man, people like this. It's pretty cool. It's like when your kid brings you a really shitty macaroni art they made in like kindergarten. You have to pretend you like it. I got to take a quick second here to show a moment of appreciation to our boys in blue in this game. The cops are in this game, and they're pretty fun, but they're pretty buggy. I actually really like the way they implement them, but there is some bugs, unless it's programmed. But yeah, the cops, they're programmed to chase you if you're going over the speed limit, if you run a red light, if you hit traffic, if you run over property, things like that. They give you a chance to pull over and ticket you, so it's like a smaller fine, or if you go on a police chase and get caught. I don't think your car can get impounded in this game. I actually don't know what game I'm thinking of that does that. I think it's like maybe Need for Speed, but you get a bigger fine if you get caught, and you can actually take off when he's walking up to arrest you too, to give yourself like a bigger head start. It's actually pretty cool, man, and they're pretty responsive in that way too. Like you can tell where the speed limit is or how high the speed limit is because it's on like your little GPS in the bottom right corner of your like your boost gauge or whatever, or your cluster, right? And you have the little beeps of like the radar detector that lets you know cops are getting close. And you can also see them on your mini map. So they're pretty avoidable. You kind of have to take different paths to go around them if you don't want to deal with them, or you could just slow down and, you know, obey traffic laws normally. They'll also follow you in some races, like very, very limited races. Like these guys did not show up at all in a lot of the races. It's only just a select random few. But yeah, it's just funny because they're kind of buggy, right? Your main character is black in this game. So I swear, I wish I had a clip of it. I forgot to fucking record it, but there was this clip. I literally was sitting in traffic at a red light. It was on my motorcycle. It was on the Ninja. I'm literally sitting waiting for the light to turn green, and I'm literally right behind a cop. I'm literally sitting there doing nothing. And he just puts his lights on and it goes pull over. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I literally got pulled over. I was driving while black, and that's why I got pulled over. It's fucking bullshit. So it could be programmed. The devs could be racist, or, you know, it could be more than likely a bug. But who knows, man? I don't know. It felt really, I felt like I got hate crimed, you know? I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm not even a brother. Man, racist ass phone cops shitting on me 24. I want to touch on the abilities you can get in this game and some of the driving mechanics in general. What I really like about Midnight Club is that you can kind of like take really, really sharp turns and like slam into the side or slam into like a building or a wall, and you'll keep a lot of your momentum. I know that's not completely realistic, and but I don't know. It just makes the game flow very well. Like turning in this game, if you're not in a muscle car, it's so bad in a muscle car and some heavier cars. But turning in this game just feels great. You know, it feels good to keep most of that momentum, slide around a corner, keep all your speed up and just keep going, you know? And it really shines on the motorcycles especially. Like, they want you to use weight transfer in this game, right? So, you know, you can use weight transfer in cars, like where if you're going over a jump, you can level your car out so you don't like land on your nose or your tail end, right? You could do the same thing with bikes, except with turning, you can actually use weight transfer to make turns easier. But I've found a lot more success in just ripping the handbrake or ripping the emergency brake, right? And just sliding around the corner, and because you kept so much of your speed and the turns were so much sharper that way. I don't know. That's just what I did. The game wants you to use the weight transfer when you're on the motorcycle to make turns, but I just find way more success with the e-brake, you know? Finally, when it comes to like gimmicks and gameplay mechanics, you can get 4 different abilities for whatever car you want to equip them on. They don't all have to be the same. They can all be different. You have Zone, which is the first one. This is kind of the pussy one, in my opinion. This is one that helps newer players. It'll help. Every one of these will help you win races in its own different way. Zone would basically slow down time and allow you to make turns or allow you to avoid traffic you're going to run into and still keep all of your momentum. So you could literally slow the game down completely to make turns. You know, it just made it way too easy. I didn't really like using this one. We have Roar, which it lets out a giant roar, and then everything around you kind of gets shoved out of the way. This one's really fucking OP. I actually have a clip of this I'll share as well. It actually just won me a race. Roar is so good. They're all really good, honestly. You have EMP, which is, you know, you let out EMP, electromagnetic burst, right? And then it shuts down the cars around you for a split second. And then last but not least, you have aggro, which when you push it and you activate it, it lets you just run into cars and keep all your momentum, just shove everything out of the way. You become a literal tank with this thing on. So, yeah, they're all very good, man. And cars you run into with aggro go flying as well. So you can use it to just, like, shove opponent racers out of the way. What I used Roar probably the most. Roar and aggro were definitely the best of the best, I think. I used EMP in the beginning, but then I just realized how good aggro and Roar specifically are. Insanely fucking overpowered, these abilities, especially if you're racing motorcycles. Like if you roar next to a motorcycle guy, he'll literally just fall off the bike and you could just pass him. Or if you just roar, you could like spin people out depending on the difficulty you are. I feel like if you play it on higher difficulties, they would be less prone to the abilities of the cars. But you know, normal and just like on normal mode or whatever, when you did normal wagers or whatever, it would literally just fucking just decimate your opponents. It was so broken, man. Out of all the abilities, I definitely think Roar is the best because it has the most like situations you could use it in, right? Like aggro is good if you're coming up on your opponents and you need to clear them. EMP is like decent, but it doesn't last that long. what's the other one? Zone is just for like turning and shit, not really that great or whatever. I just don't really like it that much. But Roar was really good because you could use it on opponents coming up to you. You could use it on opponents that, you know, you're trying to overtake, ones that are pulling up beside you, and it would just like throw them into the wall or throw them into oncoming traffic and fuck you up, or fuck them up rather, as opposed to the EMP, which only like disables them for like 1 second. So it's like, yeah, I found the most luck and success with Roar. I could be wrong on that though. Maybe there's a one that operates better that I didn't know about. I do have the clip of Roar winning me a game, so let me play that really quick. I really don't know why there isn't sound on it, but yeah, I'm just gonna play it while I talk over it. But yeah, you literally just see me coming up on this guy. I should lose this race 100%. I should have restarted it, but I had faith, right? So I'm coming up on this guy. I use the Roar, and he just falls off the bike, and I just pass him at the last second. And for this reason, I continue to just use it all the time. It's so good, especially against motorcycle drivers because it just throws them off their fucking bike, dude. It's so good. Another thing that needs recognition is the hitboxes on the checkpoints, man. So yeah, you know how you pass through checkpoints in every style of race in this game. They make the hitboxes super big on them, so it's like really forgiving. So you could take like, if say a checkpoint is like direct center in the middle of an intersection, you can cut a lot of corners, but you'll still get rewarded with the checkpoint. I know there's some older racing games where you literally have to pass through the physical object of the checkpoint, and it's just really nice in this game to be able to. It gives you so much more freedom to kind of take the course how you want to, right? And on situations where like you're driving underneath a bridge or you're on top of the bridge and the checkpoint wants you to go underneath, it'll usually just hit no matter what. So you can kind of correct course and go up or down where you need to. Because I know everybody in here is probably, or everybody listening has probably experienced this in some racing game if you've played them before, where you miss like a checkpoint by just like the smallest amount, and you're like, fuck, man, why didn't it go off? And then you instantly just have to restart the race or turn around and sacrifice losing the race because of it. I don't know. It was just super frustrating. But Rockstar, they love to pay attention to detail. So just that minor fucking thing of, let's make the hitboxes on the checkpoints massive. It's super appreciated for people like me. Fucking W Rockstar, man. One last thing I want to touch on before we get into the closing segments of the podcast here is just the end game in general. Man. So, you spend your whole time playing this game, playing Midnight Club LA, chasing money. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it really is true because you need money for upgrades, you need money to buy cars, you need money to customize your cars. So it's no stranger that this is obviously what you want to be doing in the game. But for the end game, once you finally beat the city champion, the last mission in the game is you have to give Carol $1 million, right? Because he wants to make you a partner of his garages or whatever. So you have to give him $1 million to be partner. And it's definitely a grind, man. I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to have a bunch of cars at the end of the game, so I ended up selling a bunch off to get the $1 million. But it really hurts to give it to him too, because you just see your whole bank account get drained, but it is very much worth it, and I'm going to tell you right now why. So once you partner, you get everything in the game for free. Every customization, every car in the showroom, every vinyl, every paint job, every rim, everything is unlocked. Every bumper, every spoiler, every taillight, every headlight, everything in the game. So it's super rewarding because now once you finally get there, you can grab any fucking car you want out of the showroom and instantly deck it out how you want. So dude, that was like some of the most rewarding shit I've ever played in a long time. And I don't even know, like, I can't tell you why, guys. It's just, it felt so good to finally have everything. Because one of the biggest gripes I had was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to give this dude $1 million and I'm not going to be able to buy like all the cars I want. But I saw that everything was zero. I actually didn't know that. This is the first time I've gotten to the end of the game. So it was cool seeing that, man. I bought a Celine S7 right away, put all of the fucking performance parts on it, and that was my car for a little bit. But unfortunately, I'm done with the game now, so I'm probably not going to go back to it ever again. So, but still, banger end game in this game. Banger end game. Which, for its time too, was amazing because once you had everything, you could literally just do whatever you wanted and take your shit online to show it off, or take it back, tune it up, do it differently. I don't know, man. Just super fucking cool rewards there. So yeah, Rockstar once again nailing at just about every aspect of the game. So I think that's going to do it. I really don't have anything else to say. Here's what I will say. I did come up with a couple more nitpicks when I'm recording this. So here it goes. There's these payback missions where you have to use a Buick Grand National, which is a sick car, by the way, to kind of just like take out these other cars that are driving around. It's like, it's so stupid. I really don't like these missions. This type of mission isn't what I play the game for. So I'll just say that. Some people might like them. A lot of people probably won't. I just don't really care for them. And then the one other nitpick I had is the screen shaking in this game is absolutely abysmal. That's one of the things that actually turned me off to the game that I just didn't like when I first started playing again. But I was looking through all the options because that's what I normally do now when I boot a game up, and I noticed there's an option to turn a screen shake off. So I did that. And this game is just way, way, way better without the screen shake. I can't lie. It's something they put in a game to kind of like try to shake it up, make it seem like you're going so fast. But I don't know. It just doesn't really work. I don't really like it at all. So I play with it off. That makes my experience better. Another thing I forgot that I'll mention really quick is there's custom key binds in this. Well, not key binds, but controller bindings or whatever. And you can choose to put your car in manual transmission, which is one of my favorite things in racing games. If there's an option for manual transmission, I always go for it. And in Forza, there's an option for manual with clutch too. So, and you can bind them all. It's really, really fun to use. But unfortunately, there's no clutch in this game. I feel like it was pretty early for that. But I do appreciate the fact that it does let you change the transmission, because just after playing racing games for so long in general, I hate when a game forces me into an automatic. It's just the little things, man. You love to see them, you know? You just love it. Coming in hot is the fan favorite segment of Jerry Yap. We have Retard of the Week. Retard of the Week is back, guys. We're making a comeback. This week we got a longer one. I'm not going to sit here and read them all, or read all of it like I normally do, because it's just too long. But yeah, man. This guy's just got to get put on blast here. Or you know what? Maybe I'll try a bit out where I read it really fast, and we'll see how that lands, okay? We have Unhinged Gamer with a 3 in his name instead of an E. Pretty cool. Posted January 30th, 2022. It gives it a 3-star review. I got this from Xbox.com, obviously, because Steam isn't a thing, and this game isn't even on Steam. So anyways, he says, overrated Need for Speed copycat. Honestly, I never saw the appeal to this game as a kid, and I still don't know why now. The controls feel worse than MC2 and MC3, while the customization is still second to none. But as the caption says, Midnight Club was a very bad copy of Need for Speed and still remains one of the most overrated racing titles of all time. That said, I give this game like 3 stars on the grounds of the lighting. The game engine is terrible, even on a high brightness. When settings on my TV, the driving physics is absolutely trash compared to games like Burnout. And as I said, Rockstar is a copycat company. The game franchise is just a worse Need for Speed with more customization. Now, the good side is the open world isn't bad. Physics hinder you from just driving speed around the city without smacking into custom civilian cars, and the customization is great, but that's about it. Like, okay, first of all, I just got, like, Need for Speed Code. What is this fucking guy on about? Need for Speed Copycat? I feel like they've been around as long as each other. I'm not going to look it up because I just don't give a fuck. But to say that's a copycat, especially when it's just a racing game, you know what I mean? Like, how much different can a racing game be from one to another? You know what I mean? That's like saying Gran Turismo is just a copy of Forza. It's like, sure, they're kind of just the exact same game. I don't know what this guy's on about. So, Unhinged Gamer, you're Retard of the Week this week. I won't have it. Midnight Club is a very respected title. I don't know where you get off coming in here throwing around opinions like that. And, you know, I chose this one to highlight as Retard of the Week because every other review on this game is unfortunately just people saying, oh, the DLC doesn't work, or it won't let me save. Just like bugs that got resolved, I would assume, because I literally had 0 issues with this game. I did play it on Xbox One. I don't know if this was a 360 game that's like backwards compatible or whatever. I have the digital version, so I'm not sure if there was problems with it. Mine was fine, so I don't know. That was just my experience. Anyways, moving on to the closing segment of the podcast episode here, we have the game report. I have been playing a lot of Overwatch. You know, I say it every video. There's no difference there. What else have I been playing? I've been playing some Breath of the Wild, man. I've been revisiting Breath of the Wild, trying to go through this game again. I haven't touched it since it like first came out. I didn't even play it when it first came out. So it's been like, I think it's been like 5 years since I played it. It's okay, you know, these newer Zeldas, man, they're just missing something. The RPGs, I don't know. We'll go over it eventually. Eventually, there's going to be a Breath of the Wild episode. I want to put a fair amount of time into it and actually, you know, give it a fair shot before I go and review it. So, yeah, expect a Breath of the Wild video sometime. I don't know when. I'm playing Call of Duty Ghosts, man. I've been playing through Extinction again. I don't know why. I've just been playing through that, so that might get an episode sooner rather than later. I'm going to play the campaign of Ghosts as well, and then we'll see where that ends up. But it's been kind of fun, man. Been kind of fun. I was playing Pokemon Unite for a little bit. I was really into it for a couple days, just trying to get to the Master rank, and then I just like stopped playing. I don't know. That's my relationship with Pokemon Unite, man. I grind it for like a couple days religiously, and then I just don't touch it for months, man. They really need to do something with the interface of that game, dude. It's just terrible, man. If you know, you know. And then, of course, we've been playing Midnight Club LA as well. I think I have just over 20 hours in this game. It took me a little over a couple weeks to beat. So, yeah, we were playing that. Now we're done with it. I'm just really sad. I'm going to have to take a couple days off of Overwatch because, dude, I was playing today and I fucking spilled an energy drink all over my keyboard. And then it started like freaking out my PC. I had to unplug it. And, yeah, I don't think it's going to make it, man. I don't think it's going to make it. I'm going to try to dry it out and see what's going on with it. But unfortunately, I had to run. I literally ran to Target at like 10 at night to get another keyboard because I'm fucking addicted. I'm addicted to the game, dude. I had to keep playing, but yeah, it sucks. I have like the shittiest $10 Logitech keyboard I'm using right now, and man, going from like a nicer keyboard to one that's shit is just miserable for gaming, bro. And what's really, really unfortunate is the keyboard I used that I fell in love with and became infatuated with is discontinued. So I bought a used one off eBay. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it comes in good and functional. So that's where I'm at with that, man. Very, very depressing. So gonna have to take a couple of days away from Overwatch, dude, because I tried playing with this new keyboard and it just sucks, man. I could get used to it, I'm sure, but it's just annoying. But you know, that's just God testing me in his weird ways. You know, why would he make life easy? We have to struggle, man. We have to. He's just building me into being a better man. So you know what the crazy thing is though, is that the timing on this is absolutely insane because I've been playing out of my mind recently, and then they just released like the 6v6 open queue rank, right? So I've been grinding that, and I'm like playing at my peak right now, like my peak rank, and of course I have to spill and fuck up my keyboard right at my peak, dude. So it's just like that timing. I just know God's testing me at this point. It's just so obvious. Not that anyone cares, but that's actually why I'm recording right now. It's like 11 o'clock at night on a weekday. Normally I record Saturday or Sunday morning, depending on what I got going on. But yeah, I literally couldn't play anymore. I was going on a lost streak, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I might as well just finish this Midnight Club podcast up right now. It's fine, though, because I know the struggle's only going to make me stronger in the end. But anyways, I mean, that's all I can really say, guys. I think that's going to do it, man. We did a quick half hour here. I'm pretty proud of it. I actually never said if I would recommend the game or not. So here we go. Midnight Club Los Angeles. Would I recommend it for someone to play? I think I would. I think I absolutely would. You know, just turn the screen shake off right when you start the game. I hope you don't get any bugs or any game saving issues. I didn't. I'm sure it's resolved by now. So yeah, man, pop it in, have fun, enjoy the customization. I think there's a lot of career races to do if you want to do that. There's just a lot to do. The one thing I don't think works though is the online. I was able to join a free roam, but that's about it. I didn't really try anything else, but it worked. There was only a couple people on. There's like three other people playing. So I don't know. You might not be able to play online, but other than that, pretty goddamn fun game, man. It's a shame this series is nowhere to be found anymore. It's a shame this series probably won't ever make a comeback, but I'm praying Rockstar does one day, all right? So yeah, it gets a fat recommend from Jerry. A fat recommendation. All that being said, thank you very much for listening. Have a nice week. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekday. Whenever you're listening, go drink water, you fat piece of shit. Don't forget to exercise, you fat piece of shit. And I will see you all in whatever's next. Peace. Goodbye.